Carol. Now, anyone out there who makes content, do you personally know every single person who's on your stream? Do you know what their life is like behind the scenes? Do you know what kind of stuff that they're into? What, their kinks, their bullshit, what they post on their social media? Of course not. How on holy hell would any of us ever know what all of our viewers are doing? Nor is it in our realm of responsibility to have to actually look into that. You understand? These people are just here to watch me. That's all I care about.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. You don't know everyone's backstory. You can't control everyone. Makes sense. But we have verifiable evidence that Derek is a pedophile. He has playlists of kids, and it's really weird fucking shit. And this is the one thing Ashley and I are like, what the fuck is
what the fuck
I
is
get
this
what you're
shit?
saying.
And
I get
Josh
what you're
looked into it yesterday. Let Josh. Josh, what do you think about what Phil just said?
Well, it's not just this. Knowing about it, like when you find out, like you have to do something about that. And from what I understand, the big point of contention is not just that he's there; it's that other people, who are in your community, who are in your chats, have pointed out that this guy is who he is, and he seems to be getting a layer of protection that people are able to observe. He seems to get away, according to the people that watch, he gets away with a lot more than other people would. It's suspicious to them. I don't know. I've not seen this, but that's what. So
you don't even know what they're saying. You just think that somehow he's getting some kind of protections in my stream, is what you're saying.
Yeah, either from people in the chat calling it out, or just in regards to his behavior. Like apparently he spams a lot and he gets a pass with that, and people suspect that there is some kind of association there where he gets a pass. Like for instance with the thumbnails, because they say that he has like a monthly vacation, and during that vacation the style of your thumbnails changes, and that is how they come to the conclusion that the thumbnails are being made by him, because they don't get made by him when he's gone.
He's literally never made anything like that for me whatsoever. He's, like I said, the only thing he's ever made is 2 tier makers, I believe, over the last year.
So he has made stuff though.
He 2 tier makers, and one that I used on a stream and one I did not.
But brother Phil, like you can't have a pedophile making stuff for you and part of your community in a broad sense, right? Like, you should probably just ban the fucking guy and send him packing, and I think you'd get a lot less shit if you did.
Here's the thing, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You guys are correct. If I were right now to say, enough is enough, too many people have issue with this guy, ban him, okay? That would solve that problem. However, the big picture that no one's looking at.
Let's solve that problem then.
Okay, but listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't understand the Pandora's box that you open once you do
Phil, that's a very obvious, like, slippery slope fallacy. It's like you can get rid of the guy that has the little girl playlist on YouTube without opening Pandora's box.
Yeah. No. Oh, Josh, you got to listen, all right? Because, again, you know how bad my detractors are, correct? You know how crazy they are. The only reason that we even know anything about this person is because my detractors went to all of his personal socials and dug into them deep.
But he's a pedophile.
But they got him. They got him, though.
Okay, now, hold on. I know. Listen. I'm not disputing what you guys are saying, but please let me finish what I'm saying.
For sure.
All right? If the only reason that I know that this guy did something bad is because people went off of the realm of my streams and my content to find it, I'm sorry, but that's not my responsibility to be dealing with. Do you understand? Because here's the thing. Now, please listen. If I ban Derek right now, I call him Derek because that's what I thought his name was. I guess it actually is Darish or whatever. But if I ban Derek right now, here's what will happen. Because here's what Josh just said about Kiwi Farms. If he deletes my thread on Kiwi Farms right now, the detractors go somewhere else to do something worse, correct? If I ban Derek right now, the detractors won because they say, look what we did. We researched a guy who no one would have known he had anything wrong with him by just watching Phil's streams. For the record, Derek has never once talked about any of this malicious activity on my stream. He knows better than that. He doesn't bring that shit. That's his personal life or whatever, right? So he does not do that on my streams. If I ban him, guess what happens? The detractors say, we got the response we wanted.
Finally
I have a very personal, like, because there's a very comparable story to this. The forum is having a kind of beef with this Ricada guy that you know about, and he dug through some information and he found out that prove it, and it's true. It's embarrassing, but I still banned him because I don't want a pedophile on my forum. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
It is a fair comparison. However, what you didn't let me finish the statement here. The moment I ban Derek and these detractors say we won, guess what happens? You just gave them exactly what they wanted. You gave them the attention they're craving, and then they move on to someone else. They move on to someone else.
Phil,
and then they move on to someone else until it's done.
But sometimes in life you have to hold the L, and sometimes bad people are going to get a win. But that's just the reality. You can't have a pedophile in your community, like an open pedophile. And you're basically admitting he's a pedophile.
Oh, no. Let me tell you this.
It's okay.
I will say this. I don't know anything about that because I make it a philosophy. I do not personally research my viewers. I think that's fucking creepy that I would spend my time every time that someone says something about someone. I got to go search their socials. I got to go to their YouTube page and search their history.
Wait, may I say one thing? Sorry, may I say one thing? Okay, so you're saying people did research outside the realm of your show and whatever. I get what you're saying there. Well, if Derek was caught and you found out that the police found something on him and he's in the middle of a trial right now and he was a pedophile, right? And it wasn't the detractors or anything. It was through legal whatever, right? Then would you ban him because it wasn't detractors?
Well, how would I find out about that? Like, how would I even know that?
A fan of yours goes, I live in the same city as him and I saw him on the news, for example.
What if it was Harvey Weinstein? Like, how bad does somebody have to be
Yeah.
before you're like, well, I don't want to associate with this guy.
So
You
if
know what
Hitler
I mean?
was on my stream and was still alive, would I ban Hitler, right?
Yeah, if Adolf Hitler 1488 was an active user on your stream, would you ban him? Because he's only the Führer in Germany, and you don't know anything about that, right?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, that's a good point. But and I totally understand what you're saying. I do. Let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of shit over this. And here's the funny part. What the fuck does this have to do with me? It's not even anything I've done or ever. I got to take shit because someone got dirt on a viewer of mine who talks a lot in chat or whatever. And again, the other things you've been told are not true. He's not a moderator. He doesn't regularly make any content for me. He's had one tier maker that I made. That's it. Like, that's literally the extent of that. And then he talks a lot.
So if he does have playlists of little girls on his channel, he's creeping on little girls. Do you disavow that behavior?
Oh, absolutely, I do. Absolutely,
So you disavow Derek then?
Yeah, I don't condone any of that. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way to find out who everyone is or what they do outside of the realm of my
going
stream.
out of your way,
We're
though.
bringing it to you.
Me and Josh have both looked at it as of yesterday, saw that it was foul and disgusting, and now we're bringing it to you. We're credible. Like, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah,
If
let
you-
me phrase it like this.
I know, but I totally understand where you guys are going with it.
You are
I do.
totally correct that if you ban this guy, the detractors will start looking into your viewers harder. You are totally correct. That is a completely accurate assessment. But wouldn't you still not want this guy to be in your community or your audience and openly known as this guy? Because if I'll swing it the other way, it's a no-win situation. That's correct. If you
That's right.
don't ban him, if you ban him, then the detractors will look into your other viewers, and you're completely accurate about that. But if you don't ban him, if you do nothing, then they will just continue to bring this up with an accurate line from the point A to point B, and it will always be there, and it will always haunt you, and people will always ask, well, why the fuck doesn't he just ban this guy if he knows about it? Mm-hmm. It's a no-win situation. I agree.
You're right.
But I think that one option is better than the other.
So to answer that, at least in my experience, and I'm 42 years old. I don't know how old you are, Josh, but I'm 42 years old. I've learned in my 42 years on this planet that I would much rather deal with the devil I know than the devil I don't. And what I mean by that is, I know who Derek is. I can't confirm or deny what you guys are saying because I've literally never looked into it.
How can you say you know who he is when you won't look into it?
I know who he is in my chat. I know who he is as part of
This is flat out
chatting on the
delusional,
community.
though. Like, if you look at his Twitter account, it's just straight up porn.
Okay, I believe you. You're telling me this now as a neutral third party, correct? You're neutral.
Yeah, and
totally.
we think it's very foul. Like Phil, this is not like, oh, someone's kind of like an incel or weird or whatever. And
It's three playlists
this
with
is like
hundreds
fucked.
of videos of just little girls
Yeah,
doing
this is like
innocuous things.
actually-
It's
Okay.
genuinely fucking creepy.
Well, if this is what you guys are telling me, then yeah, I'm going to ban him.
Let's
But-
go. Yeah,
But-
honestly,
but-
Phil,
but-
you should
but-
ban
hold
it. You
on,
should.
hold on. The devil, that was the devil I knew. You understand?
Yeah.
So I can deal with that. I know how to deal with this guy. He talks a lot in the chat and whatever, and it's annoying to certain people. And I got to hear people talk about what he does in his personal life. But now when I ban him, now I got to deal with the devil I